Hey, Jero.
Yeah, what's up?
What are we doing today?
We are playing a battle report of Infinity.
Yeah. So, Jero is playing Aleph, is that correct?
That is correct.
And I'm going to be playing the fully painted Tohaa army, which is over there. We're going to do a little recap of what our army lists are. We're also going to play on the Nurgle terrain, which I'm going to be shipping out come Monday. So this will be our last game on the awesome Nurgle terrain. People have been playing on it a lot here, haven't they?
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, this is actually Mike and Josh played on this like this. So we're just going to leave it as is. We adjusted a couple things to make it a little bit heavier terrain, so we added a lot more stuff in there. I think I did a video on this earlier last week, but we're going to play an actual bat rep on it and see how vicious it is. Mike said that like the windows, all the like really high points, make it a little interesting. So we'll get to it.
Cool. Okay, so I'm going to show you my army. First up is 3 Myrmidons. They all have chain guns, or chain rifles, which puts them at 16 points each, which is the cheapest Myrmidon option. In the back over here we have Ajax. I also have 3 Thorakites, and I'm subbing the Myrmidon hacker model for Alki to lead the Thorakite. Here we have Phoenix. Very tough when you put him with Myrmidons. It gives him an extra burst on his heavy rocket launcher. And then last model is my lieutenant. It's Uteros, MK12. Very tough as well. Very tough Myrmidon lieutenant. And that is my army.
Alright guys, so here is my list that I am taking. First you've got a fire team of Tohaa with just combi rifles. Neat trick, I'm taking him in as my lieutenant because last time mine got ganked pretty hard. So I'm just going to try and hide that lieutenant there. Then the Sakael is the team leader. He's got a Spitfire. Over here I've got another Kamail with led by a Galrail. The Galrail has a combi rifle and an adhesive launcher, and then it's got an Ektros unit with it as well. They're going to be a little bit more aggressive, I'm thinking, because they don't have a whole lot of long range. So they're mostly in a fire team so that I can get them across the board very quickly. Quite possible that depending on the situation, I might split the fire team and have them all separate off, because the Ektros could do some really nasty close combat. We'll see how that goes. Then I reread my list and realized that I don't have that guy. I do have that guy. I've got the Chuck's auxiliaries. One has a guided rocket launcher, and one has the HMG with the 360 visor. And then the really fun things is I've got an Eclipsos infiltrator with forward observer, and then I've got a Gal Tarsos jump guy. So those are things that he will not know about. And the fun part is the Eclipsos infiltrator has the TO camouflage, so I'll be using this camouflage marker to mark them when they come into the game. Also for my hidden objective, I rolled the one, what is it called? It starts with a T. I just rolled it a little bit ago, but it's the one where I basically have to do a hacking or forward observer, or mark an opponent, which is quite perfect considering I have the guided rocket launcher and the forward observer. So that'll be fun. Alright, so we are going to roll off our willpower rolls to see who gets to choose deployment and turn and all that jazz. So,
Yes.
Alright, so I got a critical.
Okay.
So I think I get to choose.
Alright.
There's Jero finishing his deployment. So we did our roll off, and he decided that I would deploy first, and he chose deployment, and I chose first turn. So I'm going to show you how I deployed. HMG Auxiliar hanging out up here pretty much has full view of the board for most of this big area. Then I've got the guided rocket launcher hanging out back here. I kind of bunched my fire teams up a little bit because they're just going to kind of go in. So you got the Galrail led one over here, and then you got the Sakael led one over here. Then I placed a TO camouflage infiltrator right there. So there's those guys hanging out right there. Alright, Jero, show me what you did.
Okay, so Phoenix, Uteros, Link Team, 2 guys there, 1 guy at the swords is not part of Link Team.
Oh, they're hanging out in there. Okay.
Yep, there's 3 Myrmidons.
I'm not even caring about this poor soul bleeding out over here.
No, they've got bigger problems.
Oh, okay.
The Rakatai Link Team with Alki and Ajax.
And where's the rocket launcher guy you were talking about? Is that the orange dude? Okay, yeah. So that's where he's hanging out. So you kind of bunched your guys up in the buildings over here.
I did.
Taking cover, huh? All right. So
I can survive the first turn.
Yep, all right. So I moved my Eclipsos up and revealed him to try and tag the guys over in this building over here. And I didn't realize, this is the thing that I'm having a hard time with Infinity, because I'm so used to games like 40K or other ones where all you have to really do is be touching the terrain a certain way.
Yeah.
And exactly from where that model is sitting, it's like you have to spend so much time just looking from other models' perspectives to make sure you're not screwed. Because there is an actual, just this tiny line, just this little line through that area. If I had adjusted my model ever so slightly, he would have gotten armor bonus, and he wouldn't have died horribly, but he did die horribly. And he also managed to completely botch his forward observer roll.
Which could have been pretty rough for me.
Yeah, because he's got these guys bunched up over here. What would have happened is, if I'd gotten that off, I would have used my guided rocket launcher and just blasted him from across the board. And
Just dead.
yeah, it would have just been like horrible death raining down from above. Now the guided rocket launcher, I can't shoot from back there, so this is completely changing up my strategy. And the Eclipsos is dead. We just left him there so that we would know where he was for filming this little part of it. So that's first order. That didn't go well, so now I'm going to continue with the rest of my orders.
Okay, so Nat, using his orders, took his... What was his name again?
The Ectros and Galrail unit up here. I started moving, also I moved these guys up as well. They have complete cover, which I probably should have deployed these reversed then. But it's still nice to know that I've got a nice little cover path. But I'm moving through here, and he gets an aura, and he's got like horrible penalties.
Yeah, -6 from range.
But he still crits.
A crit. No
And
armor.
yeah. So my Ectros lost a wound, but thankfully the Ectros symbiote armor has 2 wounds, so it only has 1 wound now. Jiro was a little surprised at that, but this is still...
That's good, 3 wounds is a lot.
This is... I'm really hoping this game doesn't turn into the Nurgle match all over again with the rolls, because I already failed a roll that should have statistically worked, and had that guy die. And then... now J-Rose making crit rolls on statistically low possible checks. Honestly, I'm gonna call shenanigans on the dice if that happens throughout this game. Okay, you remember what I just said? I'm moving the unit through with my 4th order. He does it again. Crits again on my freaking Galrail. Which, okay, you killed the Galrail symbiote armor. Alright, so he's got no armor now, and his BTS is crap. The upside is now his movement goes up. Now this time instead of dodging, I decided to try and take a chance and see if the dice gods favored me too, and fired the burst adhesive launcher. Because honestly, if I had adhesive that guy to the ground there, made him pretty useless for the rest of the game. Though so far, he's being your MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Critting on 6s? On 6s. This first turn.
50% critical on him.
Huh?
He's 50% critical.
It's the Nurgle match all over again. All over again. Okay, so this got kind of interesting. I moved these guys up here. He took some pot shots as they came around the corner and got RO'd by the guy over here and the guys down here. Then the Ectros moved up after the Link team was broken and unloaded his Vulcan shotgun at the Myrmidon sitting in the window and killed him outright. Yep, there's J-Ro putting the dead guy down there. We're leaving the dead guys on the field just for funsies. My Gal Tarsos tried to jump in. I tried to land him like right over here and managed to fail my physical roll, so he went off the board and went back into reserve. So he'll have to try and come back in next turn, I guess. But I've still got 3 orders left. And I'm thinking I'm going to figure out how to take this stuff down. Because this is, I figure if I can wipe this fire team out, this won't be as bad. So I'm going to figure out exactly what they'll use these last 3 orders on. The HMG actually has no view of anything because he hit his guys really well. And without the forward observer, my guided rocket launcher is going to have to move up and do some stuff.
Yep, it's been good.
Yep, he hasn't been critting anymore.
No.
Nope. Okay, so the Ektros just basically redeemed this entire first turn. He waltzes up in here, kills all 3 of these guys with Vulcan shotgun, waltzes to the corner, loses his symbiote armor from Aros, and kills the guy that was hanging out over here. So I just killed 4 of J-Ro's orders and broke one of his link teams. Did that also reduce your link team over here a little?
I'm down to 3.
So you lost that 6 cents thing.
I did, yep.
So I took 6 cents away from both his link teams. And now my orders are all done. Review of casualties for this term. I lost the Calypsos, I lost the Kamail infantry guy, lost my forward observer. Telemetry was what I was trying to figure out what the name of that hidden objective I had was earlier. So I lost the ability to do that with the forward observer going down. Now it's J-Ro's turn. He's down 4 orders, I'm down 2 orders. And he's going to go ahead and try and do horrible stuff to me. And that I have a feeling the Ektros is going to go out soon because he has lost his symbiote armor, so he's a little weak now. Also, just so you guys know, all of this terrain was built by me, Titan Terrain Studio, obviously. Since you're watching the Bat Rep on our channel, if you're watching on Blue Table's channel, then you can come check out our website, titanterrainstudio.com. You can also email me at projects@titanterrainstudio.com. And if you want to get your models painted up, like all these really sweet looking models, then you can just contact projects at bluetablepainting.com, as we are partnered with them. So check them out. We both do really awesome services for wargames. So the what was it called? The guy up in the window here?
He's a Myrmidon officer.
The Myrmidon officer moves up into the window and ganks the Gal Rail. He crits him twice.
Yep, that was his impetuous move. I needed 10s. He went pow pow and shot him.
Shot him twice in the head. But something I also wanted to point out, I pointed this out to J-Ro as well. The entire point of this Ektros Gal Rail Kamail fire team was to get up in his face as hard as possible and get the Ektros into close combat. I was even planning on breaking the link team so I could spread them out and make them deal with it.
Okay.
But, you know, the fact that the Kamail died, I didn't have to break the link team myself. That was good. And this plan worked out well, is all I gotta say. So their deaths were not in vain.
Nope.
So, and then you moved Ajax and these guys over here?
Yep, Ajax had the impetuous move. He had to go towards the nearest target, which he did.
So he's heading for the Ektros. That's going to be interesting.
And now I'll go to my order.
All right.
It's like he's in your...
Well, now this one wasn't as blatantly expected. He managed, we didn't realize that he could get his guy all the way to that edge with the rocket launcher, and he just barely had line of sight to this very back sack hill. So he fires the rocket launcher, doesn't drift, hits them all, and I don't make any of my saves. So the entire fire team just dies, lieutenant included. So he just killed my lieutenant. That leaves me only the 2 Choxes, the Ektros that's hanging out underneath there, and then the Tarsos that hasn't come in yet. Which is going to suck quite a bit, because it means that I'm down to, what, 2 orders?
It'll be down to 2 orders your next term.
Yep. And the 2 orders I could use to nominate a new lieutenant. Yeah, that's going to suck quite a bit. So J-Ro's going to finish up his turn.
Yes.
So J-Ro pulled off another crazy stunt. He moves the, we can't get him to actually balance on the terrain, but one of the things that I found out about Infinity is you can climb stuff. So he essentially has this rocket launcher hanging out on the very edge over here.
We moved it back. But
Yeah, we moved him back so the model wouldn't fall and wouldn't get broken. But he takes a stray shot over here, the HMG fires back, but because of ODD he needs ones. Which was ridiculous, and he manages to get one hit.
And it's fire damage.
And it's fire. Well, it didn't matter his fire damage because the Choxa doesn't have armor.
Oh. Okay.
He's just, you know, they're basically these big beefy dudes that carry heavy weapons.
That's cool.
But the Choxa dies, which reduces me just to the heavy, the guided rocket launcher, not a heavy, and then the Tarsos that has to attempt to jump back in. Then he moves Ajax up, and we found out what his hidden objective was as he coup de grace the Kamail infantry.
Comes up and Ajax stomps somebody.
Stomps on his neck.
Yep.
So, how many orders do you have left?
I have one left.
Okay, so he's going to go ahead and do his last order, and then I don't see a point to assigning a lieutenant because I would have 2 orders anyway, but I only have 2 dudes left.
Yeah.
So no point in having a lieutenant now.
The lieutenant would give you an extra order, because the lieutenant gives you the free order, but for a turn, you really lose an order.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens next.
Okay.
These two are wrapping up their bag yet.
Yes, we are wrapping up our
Some
rat.
news coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see who it is. Da, 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 da.
Oh, it's Ashley. Hey, Ashley.
That's awesome. Immediately on multiple cameras when you come around.
Okay, so the Tarsos drops in, and he shoots the Myrmidon officer, is what it is,
Uteros.
Or the Uteros in the back, and deals a wound to him. But he's got some sort of special shenanigans that Aleph get.
Oh, no wound incapacitation.
Yeah.
So you did a wound, yep, and he, basically because he's like a super soldier, kind of trained to fight, he takes the wound and just keeps fighting, instead of going into unconscious.
And when he dropped in, it just made this model's arm fall off, unfortunately. So that was my turn. I don't have many orders left, so J-Ro's going to go ahead with his turn 2 now.
Okay.
All right, J-Ro, he killed the Tarsos, unfortunately. What did you shoot him with again?
MK12 from Uteros.
Yep, so the Uteros gets shot in the back, turns around, and blows him away. So that did not go well. I've only got the guided rocket launcher left, but since it's the only thing, and this is turn 3 now, or you still got stuff to do, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got orders.
You don't have many left, though, do you?
I have 7.
You have 7? But I killed 4 dudes.
Lieutenant order.
Ah, Lieutenant Order. Okay, Lieutenant Order. You still have yours. You know, yours isn't all blown up and such.
Not yet.
Okay, so he's going to finish up his orders, and then I'll do my last order for turn 3. All right, J-Ro. Okay. You won this one again. So Ajax uses all his orders to move Ajax up here, and I actually found out that the rocket launcher doesn't get a penalty, apparently, on the Choxa, which is nice, even when it's like in close range. So I fired and missed, so it probably like went over here and like hit that random bunch of crates and exploded. But then Ajax comes around the corner and smashes me in the face and kills me.
And that's what Ajax does.
Yes, he does. Overall, though, I think I did a lot better in this game than I've done in previous games. I still lost, but it wasn't necessarily because of really stupid tactics on my part or anything. I mean, yeah, this whole fire line thing was unexpected, but that's also because I didn't think he could actually get on that corner. And I didn't think that corner had a very stable line of sight, but it did in the long run because I just barely didn't move him up enough. Because it was this back guy that he got, that guy there. If I'd moved him up ever so slightly to the right, he wouldn't have had line of sight. So he just barely pulled that off. That really was the game breaker for me.
That was rough, because I mean, yeah, one order killed 3 guys just from that big template and fire.
Because if you hadn't killed those guys, I would have had those 3 orders, my lieutenant would have still been intact. And then I would have been able to do stuff like, moving them up to harass you, moving up, like my plan was to try and move up the guided rocket launcher when I lost the Fort Observer later and start taking pot shots at you. Also the HMG, I wanted to start trying to shoot you more, but you stayed out of this line of fire.
Yeah, I've learned to avoid heavy machine guns, especially when they're up high, because they're kind of stuck on their roof.
Yeah.
And so if you can just position where, Also, I had to make sure, I mean, I didn't want to be too spread out. I want to get lots of reactions. I think teams, like you saw with the, the blast, they can be hard to move, but it's really nice because you get the extra reaction shot.
Yeah.
So basically, I just set up my entire army in this little corner, lots of overlapping fields of fire, so that any way you came, I'd get 2 or 3 reaction shots.
Yeah, overall, I think I learned a lot more with this. This is the first time I've faced Aleph. I don't like ODD.
ODD stuff, yeah.
You really, that was what hurt me towards the end there, all your ODD stuff. But I really learned that the Ectros is definitely worth his points.
Yeah,
He's got, we were discussing it, his BTS level is extremely high. He's got a -6 BTS. And, he has a pretty decent armor. He's got 2 wounds on his symbiote armor. So unless you're taking fire ammunition against him, he's actually a fairly tough customer.
Yeah, it is tough.
And that Vulcan shotgun having fire ammunition, it's pretty nasty. And what would have been cool is like, say he had gotten close combat with Ajax, like it looked like it was going to happen there for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Then he's got poison, which would have been interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he also has a viral close combat weapon and everything. What's Ajax's BTS?
BTX is -6.
Okay, so that wouldn't have been such a game breaker against Ajax. But like against other units, what's the rest of your army's BTS look like?
Mostly 0. Heroes are -3. Phoenix is -3. Uterus is -6. All the Myrmidons and Thorakites are 0.
Really, just shooting you in the face over and over again worked better than anything.
Yeah. You're one guy through the window. I set up really defensively overlapping, but once you broke through it, it was...
Yeah, it was also facing is something I think we learned very hard in this game today. Because that was really what cost you all those dudes, is they weren't able to react other than to turn around in those first turns when he came in, right? So it cost you some shooting that could have potentially taken him out. But yeah, that's our Infinity Bat Rep. This is League Match 4. I've got to find out who I'm going to face in the Week 5. Sorry we didn't get this up last week, but we were both working a lot. So we just had to put it off a little bit until we could both make time for it. But, as always, thanks for staying tuned to our Bat Reps. We're going to be doing a tournament. When is that going to be, J-Ro?
Next weekend.
Next weekend? Okay, so I'll have to get one more match in sometime this week. So we might actually have 2 Infinity Bat Reps this week if I can find the time to play one more person so I can practice for the tournament. I'm probably going to film a ton of updates for that tournament and just put up a big tournament video to it won't be like a battle report video because I'm not going to do a bat rep on everybody's stuff. It's just going to be kind of a general summary of what happened in each match, that kind of thing. So anyway, take care.
Yeah.